Let's explore tone in writing. The first thing we need to know is, what is tone? Tone is the attitude of the writer towards their topic. We can determine the tone of a written piece by examining the word choice the author uses. But you might ask yourself, how is tone different from mood? Well, mood refers to the emotions a piece of writing causes the reader to feel. The tone and mood of a written piece are often the same, but can also be quite different. How do writers express tone? Writers use words, punctuation, and speech tags to indicate the tone of their writing. Let's explore how this is done. Imagine a blizzard. How might a writer feel about a blizzard? Perhaps the writer is frightened of the blizzard. Maybe the writer is in awe of the blizzard. Or maybe the blizzard makes the writer feel cozy. How can the writer use words to achieve these different tones? Let's look at this sentence. The blank blizzard blanked outside while I blanked in my blank blanket. Let's look at how the author could use certain words to achieve a frightened tone. The dangerous blizzard raged outside while I shivered in fear in my thin blanket. The author's word choice shows that the tone is frightened. Now let's consider how an author might choose words to show that they are in awe of the blizzard. The powerful blizzard displayed its might outside while I watched respectfully from the window in my meager blanket. The words the author chose for this sentence clearly show that the author is in awe or impressed by the blizzard. And finally, maybe the author feels cozy during the blizzard. Let's see how they could use words to achieve this tone. The expected blizzard carried on outside while I watched, safe and warm from the window in my fuzzy, soft blanket. Clearly the author feels safe and cozy during the blizzard. Now let's look at how could an author use punctuation and speech tags to achieve different tones. Look at this sentence. Thanks, blank, the girl when he handed her the flowers. Let's look at our first example. Thanks, exclaimed the girl when he handed her the flowers. By adding an exclamation point and the word exclaimed, the author creates a tone of excitement or happiness about the flowers. Let's look at another example. Thanks, muttered the girl when he handed her the flowers. This is quite different than the last one. We changed the exclamation point to a question mark and used the speech tag muttered. Now we have a very different tone. It doesn't seem like the girl wants these flowers. And let's look at one more example. Thanks, sobbed the girl when he handed her the flowers. This is very different from the last two and creates a tone of sadness instead of excitement or indifference. As you can see, authors can use words, punctuation, and speech tags to achieve different tones about the same topic. Now, in our previous examples, the author's tone matches the mood of the reader. We were excited for the girl getting the flowers when she was excited. But sometimes tone is different from mood. So let's look at an example of when tone is different from mood. You will often see this in writing that is intending to be humorous. Let's look at an example from a poem by Shel Silverstein. The name of this poem is Gardener. We gave you a chance to water the plants. We didn't mean that way. Now zip up your pants. Now the tone, the way the author feels about the subject, is disappointed or frustrated or even incredulous about how the child is behaving. However, the mood is different. The mood is silly or humorous. This is how the reader feels when they read this poem. It's funny, even though the author has a serious tone. This is just one example of when tone is different from mood. When you are trying to determine whether tone is the same or different from mood, make sure that you take that into consideration. Now that you understand the difference between tone and mood, let's practice. Go back to Google Classroom and complete the tone practice quiz.